What the hell is that? I did not expect it. Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief. Tonight we are venturing back to the US of A and we are looking at a Jack Daniels. Now it's a little bit of a hit and miss for me when it comes to Jack Daniels. The good old bin number 7, not a big fan of it. But yeah, my son bought me a barrel proof 2 years ago, if I remember correctly. 100 barrel proof, and I really liked it. Now for me, the Jack Daniels always have this fantastic nose to it, lovely flavors to it, that lovely aromas that come out of it, but it doesn't always translate into a lovely taste. Now, I have to refer to my good old friends at Baines Whiskey, a South African whiskey also made with South African corn. They make a 18-year-old Pedro Ximénez sherry cask finish. It is absolutely phenomenal. Now, sorry, Jack Daniels, maybe you can get a couple of hints or two. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but yeah, that is a type of thing that I do like. Now, tonight's whiskey, it is, of course, the 120th edition of Jack Daniel's White Rabbit Saloon, and I'm quite looking forward to drinking this. Now, I started today off, I did a little tour of a little bit of the Lindor's whiskey, and I must admit the sherry cask of Lindor's really good, but I wanted to test my palate a little bit. Sometimes you need to reset the palate. You can't just keep on drinking Scotch whiskey. You need to challenge your palate, get something new whiskey wise. That's why I also like to do a little bit of a tour sometime, going through the world of whiskeys and finding something that's different and not the same old that you drink every night. So hopefully this is going to be that whiskey for me during my little bit of a holiday. I had a fantastic day in the sun. If you want to see more on it, please remember to like, share and subscribe. It's not always about the whiskey. Sometimes it's a little bit of a beach involved, a little bit of a fish barbecue, prawn barbecue. I made a nice short if you want to go look, but you have to subscribe to see all these wonderful videos. Back to the whiskey. I did pour it maybe 20 minutes ago. You can see a lovely color to it, bottled at 43% ABV. So definitely not a strong one. But if I bring it to the nose, now not a lot of information on this one. I did look on the Jack Daniels website. They don't talk about the 120th edition or anniversary bottling. They just talk about the White Saloon. So I'm not sure if there's a difference between the normal one and the anniversary one. Price wise, you can look about 61, 62 euros for a bottle. So well, not on the cheap side, considering it's a no age statement whiskey. It is what they have on the label, sour mash whiskey. Nothing sour on the nose though. It is lovely on the nose. There's a sweetness to it, definitely. There's one thing, if you are used to Scotch whiskey and you switch over to a corn-based whiskey, a little bit, that funkiness comes out, quite sweet. This one is very sweet on the nose, but if you do agitate it a little bit and you shake it in the glass, it does present you with a little bit of a sharpness. There's a little bit of a rough note to it. It does definitely show some youthful elements in it. I get a little bit of a nail polish remover note coming out. And having said that, it's absolutely delicious on the nose. There's also a hint of perfume. I also get a little bit of a leathery note. I also get a little bit of a almost a raisiny note that comes out. And with a little bit of time in the glass, and as soon as it starts settling, it goes into a little bit of a caramel note. It also reminds me a little bit of a ginger cookie, but you've got the small little pieces of ginger pieces in it, the caramelized ginger pieces. I get that as well, little gingerbread type of notes. But I get loads and loads of wood and loads of oakiness coming out as well. So I suspect it's not really that a young whiskey. Of course, with the warmer temperatures, the wood will extract more flavors than in the cold temperatures in Scotland. But it does feel a little bit young for me. On the taste, of course, cheers. What the hell is that? I did not expect it. It's sweet. It's got a viscosity to it. But it's got a sour note. It's got an oaky note. It's got a spicy note. There's some heat to it, even at that 43% ABV. There's a little bit of a caramel note coming out. And I get a little bit that it's like a little oiliness to it. I didn't expect that oiliness. Let me just try again. Cheers. It's like sweet. When you hit with a little bit of an intensity, when you get that sweetness again, when you get an oakiness, when you get a little bit of a sour note, and when at the end there's a little bit of a balancing act happening, and it starts to calm down, leaving you with sweet / bitter oaky note. A little bit surprised on that one. And every time that I go back, just want to make sure. Every time that I go back, especially in short, quick sessions, that oak tends to build up, and every sip is a little bit bitter to me. But if you give it a little bit of time, maybe a minute or two in between, you start that roller coaster ride again. That sweetness, that intensity, the little bit of sweetness, the balance. If you do a quick taste after that, it is sweet, intense oak, and then slowly return back to a little bit more of a balanced whiskey. So, one more try. Cheers. Yeah. 1 minute in between, well, not even a minute in between, it does become a little bit better. Now, is it something that I will jump for joy if I can find a bottle of this in the shop? I'm not 100% convinced that it's something that I am going to, start chasing. I do have a little bit of water. It's about a teaspoon of water left. I know it's 43%, but for some reason it feels like it's drinking a little bit rougher or a little bit higher for me. So I'm just going to add maybe just a little bit more than a teaspoon of water. Now, even that small amount of water really changed it quite a lot. That intensity of the flavors that I do like seems to be gone. There's a little bit of a orange dried orange slices. The little bit of a furniture polish note that comes out, a little bit of a leathery note, a old leather boots that was just polished, that type of note that comes out. Tone down on that corn sweetness for me, on the taste with a little bit of water. Absolutely. Well, that's a nice change. That sharpness is gone, that boldness, that sharpness, that roughness, that sharp edges with that small amount of water. All of those ones are gone. One more try. Definitely, I would recommend if you try this one and you feel that oakiness is a bit too much on the taste, that youthful note is a little bit too much on the taste, too much of an intensity on the taste. Intensity can be good. In this case, it was not so good for me. So if I try this one in the future, add at least a teaspoon of water, and it is really pleasant. Still, my opinion, I think there's a lot better Jack Daniels out there. And of course, you, my American friends, I am a Scotch drinker. I would love to hear your opinion. Is that something that you buy? Which Jack Daniels is better? And I know, well, maybe it is such a run-of-the-mill whiskey that you don't even drink Jack Daniels. So leave me a comment. Tell me, should I stay away from Jack Daniels? Is there another option that I should rather try? Or if you want to stay clear of Jack Daniels, give me your opinion. Which is the best budget-friendly bourbon or American whiskey with an E that I should try next? So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. And I see you next time, hopefully from home. Cheers.